Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna go through one of the first tier 4s in the game, which is one of combat hero class. It's MoonKnight, and MoonKnight is one of the oldest character in the game right now, being tier 4. The oldest is Iron Man, and after him it's MoonKnight. And MoonKnight used to be, and he still is, the best DPS to use for ABX and ABL. There's a lot of people using also Venom for the same category, but tag wise, the tag he is actually outscore. He is usable more times for World Boss Legend, and in the same time you can use him for ABX and ABL, and the damage he is doing, it's quite impressive still after a lot of time, but still he's kind of falling behind against the newest tier 4s we're getting. But the newest tier 4s we're getting are not hero and they are not combat, so he's still there in the meta after 1 year and some months actually. And I'm gonna compare his performance for ABX and ABL. Basically, I'm gonna compare his performance for ABX and World Boss Legend, and I'm gonna go against the hardest World Boss Legend I have unlocked for Knull, and it's a really specific stage that you can actually use only hero combat types, where they have to be also male. It's this specific stage. I have done 86 and I'm progressing 87 right now. You have to use combat, superhero, human and male, and there is two other tier 4s being able to do that. It's Captain America and Venom, but because I don't have them as tier 4, I can't actually compare them with MoonKnight. So I'm gonna compare his performance with the build I have right now, which is a Mighty Energy, 6% Pierce reduction, as you can see, Pierce down basically, and 200 proc, and it's quite good roll, but it's a mighty. And I'm gonna compare him with a Brilliant Rage build I used to have on him, and the build was actually looks like that. I was undercapped on attack speed, but I wasn't acknowledged on that in the period I was doing the video. So the point is the Brilliant Rage, as you can see here, it's a 300 proc and 1.2% increased damage and 67 ignore boss damage decrease. So it's a really good Brilliant Rage against a Mighty Energy for the stage I saw you. 86 with a Brilliant Rage and 87 with a Mighty Energy. And in the same time, I'm gonna go through the rotation you have to use on the character on both CDPs for the ABX and World Boss Legend. It's quite different, generally speaking. So yes, that's gonna be the video about, so stay tuned. Of course, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know down below in the comments what are you using for this ABX day, and if you have already your MoonKnight, let me know how your MoonKnight looks like. Energy or rage, it's the question for every MoonKnight fan out there that already have him tier 4. And of course, we did yesterday a live stream to showcase the specific thing, which is our Discord. On our Discord, you can go there, get yourself some tokens, win some crystal coupon every second week. Yesterday was Sunday, so we did a giveaway and 2 people won there, and one was Homelander, I think, and the other Zenny. Congratulations, guys. And also in this server, accept the tokens, you can get yourself help for GBR, you can ask for help, I'll give you help through Kari. Also there is a channel for dimension rifts, that people doing mythic rifts daily, multiple mythic rifts, so you can get yourself some help. And also there is a bot here that you can go through and pick the specific day you want to know which is the best characters to use, and the bot gonna serve you and give you some good solutions for you. As you can see here, it's not updated 100%, but yes, you can ask also. And yes, there is multiple people, more than 600 people daily communicate about the game. We're a big company, a lot of people asking, a lot of people answering, roasting other accounts and stuff like that daily. So if you want to be part of the community, down below. It's an invitation for our Discord server, and you can find yourself there, help for the game, and also some advices and friends, of course. So let's go into ABX first, and let's see how you should use him with a brilliant raids, a raids, or a mighty raids. So with the CTP of raids, as you already know, of course the team I'm using, it's Mubaku lead because of his support and because of his artifact, and Valkyr with her artifact also. So Valkyr is giving the support and Mubaku giving the lead and support. And as you can see with the CTP of raids, I'm starting my rotation with 2 cancel 1, and after going into 3, delay a bit cancel into 4 into 5. That's the first rotation you want to use, and on the very next rotation you're starting with your awaken skill, 2 cancel 1, 3 cancel 4, cancel 5, and by then you should have your tier 4 also, so in the same time where you're using your 5th skill, you're using your tier 4 too. So the point here is to use a lot of skills and make your CTP of raids being enabled, you know, the mighty and the brilliant proc more times through the fight. So as you can see here, the most efficient way to do that is to start your rotation through the second and the first skill, and also you're doing it because MoonKnight got an issue with his proccing. So sometimes even if you have done like 1 bazillion critical hits, your CTP of raids could not enabled. So you want to start with the 2 and the 1, and perhaps you're lucky and enable your raids into the first skill or the second. So the 3 cancel 4 cancel 5 goes into the CTP of raids proc exactly in the moment you want. For your tier 4 also you want to kind of spam, but you prefer using it while you have your 5th skill on too. So yeah, here you see I missed the 5th skill. It was my bad, but the only skill that you can actually cancel the roar with him for the burn season, it's your 3rd skill. So you want to be sure that you have a ready rotation every time you know, beast jumps into the middle. So with CTP of raids you can have a bit of freestyle DPS, you know, you can do yourself a lot of variants on the rotation. As you can see here, because my mighty rage was not ready, I did my 3 cancel, and after I didn't went through 4-5, I did my 2nd and my 1st skill in between just to charge a bit faster my my brilliant rage and have the proc on. Here as you can see, I'm starting again to cancel 1, and after doing my 3rd skill to be sure that I'm gonna have it inside the roar cancelling. Generally speaking, my account it's kind of low on physical attack. I have like 98 or 100% in total. My all attack and my physical attack on my cards are like 20% lower than my energy attack because of my bad rolls on the cards. But as you can see here with the brilliant raids, I was able to do 13.2. But you have to know that there is people actually pulling out 15 million and 16 million with their MoonKnight. So brilliant raids MoonKnight feels to be still the #1 for ABX. But if you don't have a raids and you want to sacrifice one of the characters that you have on your ABX rotation, let's see if MoonKnight is your guy and how he is performing with a mighty energy on the same thing of ABX exactly, and what's the variation of the rotation you should use on that. So with CTP of energy, the things are way more specific, and with that rotation you can't actually spam your 2nd and your 1st skill. You can do them in between of the rotations, and as you can see here, I'm trying to start with 3 cancel 4 cancel 5 every single time my rotations. I'm not doing the awaken skill in the first rotation cause this way you help yourself and have the awaken skills of the roars every single time. So the best way to use it is use your awaken skill in the very next rotation. And you look at this, I just did my rotation, now I have my awaken skill, I'm starting my awaken skill, so the awaken skill can grind some score for me and do some damage, and also have ready my CTP of energy for the 3 cancel 4 cancel 5. So here as you can see, I'm not doing any hits, I'm waiting him to jump and being ready to get the fire from the roar thing. So you need to position yourself better with the mighty energy, and in the same time you can see there is so specific things that you need to do. With the brilliant raids from the other side, you saw my playstyle was way more freestyle, let's say, and I was able to play, you know, easier with my brilliant raids. But with mighty energy, if you do the rotation, if you can stick to the rotation and don't get yourself distracted and do some more damage like I'm doing most of the times, you know, you can have yourself really easy procs. You can see I'm like in 9.1 million here, and I'm not, you know, I'm not doing any damage. I'm waiting for the roar because it's kind of, you know, hard to go through the rotation when he's jumping. So when he's jumping, I'm stopping to do anything, and I'm waiting the beast to take the right position for myself to do the proc proper. And as you can see here, with your 5th skill, you're utilizing also your tier 4, so the damage is tripled there. Of course, for ABX, the best striker to use is not Thor. Well, I'm using the best striker to use is tier 4 Black Widow, and with tier 4 Black Widow you can actually do ignore defense to beast, so the damage you're doing is getting better and better. But because if you don't have, you know, if you don't have a Black Widow tier 4 and you have your tier 3, you're losing a lot of damage through the striking damage. So Thor, it's the next solution. It's the best striker to use as a tier 4. So if you don't have Black Widow tier 4, the best way to go is Thor for this specific day. Generally for any of your tier 4s. And for ABL specific Thor, it's the best all day long, you know. For ABX, only Black Widow is going really close as a tier 4, but the point is that you can see here I just took myself 12.1 million, which is kind of 1 million off. So brilliant raids against mighty energy just dropped my score for 1 million. I did the same thing for ABL, but because I did swap my brilliant raids a couple of weeks ago, I don't have any video for ABL performance. But for your own information, on ABX the score was only 1 million below, and of course my rotations and my gameplay was not perfect. Someone could do even more damage with the mighty energy or with brilliant energy, but with the brilliant raids. But generally speaking, that's the output of the character with a medium gameplay. So you can get yourself into my position. My MoonKnight got full audience blessing, and yes, the gameplay could be better. For ABL, what I was trying to say is that the drop on the damage is way more. On ABL, the drop of the damage is like something between 3 to 4 million. I was doing like 7.5 to 8.5. Depending on my mood on ABL with a brilliant raids, and now I'm able to pull out 4.5 to 5.5 depending. So the drop for ABL is way bigger than the ABX drop, but still it's only 1 million for ABX and let's say 3 million for ABL. If you already have Dr. Octopus, you have replaced MoonKnight for 1 day of ABL, so it's actually 1 day of ABX and 1 day of ABL. If you can take, you know, 4 million decrease in your ABX and ABL score and sacrifice the raids for other character, you know, it's a solution in the next sale event for yourself. But now let's go to see the myth that energy is way better than raids for World Boss Legend on this high stage of Knull, stage 86 and stage 87. Let's see how is this true or not. So brilliant raids, same thing with your rotation. In this stage you don't have any support, you have like only Blades leadership that you can use. If you have Venom, you have support of Agent Venom and you can take advantage of other leadership and support of Agent Venom. But in the situation where you want to use MoonKnight or Captain America, you don't actually have any supports. Only Venom can bring a support here, and that's why for this kind of stage Venom considered the best solution because even at level 80 I've seen Venoms clearing this stage. But you can't see here my Moon Knight with Brilliant Rage is not struggling at all. I'm doing exactly the same rotation with ABX, as you can see. I'm trying to kind of save my Awaken there, but yes, I did save it, as it seems, to have it in the very next rotation. And you can see here, took me like 55 seconds to pass through the first phase of stage 86, and here I'm trying to build my my mighty raids and also use my awaken skill. It's not the best way to do it here. It was my bad spending one rotation and not doing any damage. The best way it's actually to kite the boss and avoid the jumping, but there I just wanted to stand still and do damage, sometimes you don't want to mess around and run around the stage, and that's how Brilliant Raids helps you most of the times with the freestyle rotation I was talking about. You can do multiple rotations and don't get punished that much as you are going to get punished when you're using your rotations with Mighty Energy without having the proc on. So yeah, here you can see starting again without doing my awaken skill, here dropping the awaken skill, doing some damage, enabling again my CTP of raids, and have my CTP of raids proc inside my 5th skill and my tier 4 skill. Here I need to start running, and Moon Knight actually is really fragile. To take this record and actually to do progress this boss, I have done multiple wipes. If you get a big tentacle in your face for the first fight, you can die actually with one hit. Here also it's a really weird situation. If you get hit like once, you're dead with your Moon Knight, so you need to be careful. That's why I swapped into Black Panther there, and after into Blade, just to be sure that I'm not gonna wipe. And this stage can be really easy, but sometimes can be really annoying, bro. I mean, I know people doing that for their daily farm, and I'm really curious how good they are. But yes, a guy that comes into my mind, Bob Sarge. I've seen him doing this boss on his daily grind, of Knull, and generally clearing this really easy with his Mighty Energy Moon Knight, and that's why I was start to thinking about swapping my Brilliant Rage into a Mighty Energy, because I was seeing guys like Bob Sarge and generally guys like Pedro or the big world boss legend clears in YouTube, and everyone was using energy and having really easy time with their energy against Knull, and I was kind of struggling with my Brilliant Rage to progress through. You see there, I lost some rotations. I was struggling not to die actually, because as I told you, to record these runs, I had multiple runs. I was so pissed for my Moon Knight dying over and over, and the fact that you don't have any supports and just the leadership cost a lot here. As you can see, I'm struggling actually. And if you consider that the new tier 4s right now, like my Odin, can actually do 89 of Mephisto with time to spend and 150 seconds challenge done, it's really low damage. But yes, you can see here I managed to go into the end and complete the stage 86 with 48 seconds left. So 48 seconds left on my Brilliant Rage. Let's see how better it's Mighty Energy. For Mighty Energy, as I told you, you want to do specific rotation. You want to have your 5th skill always proc on your raids, and have your 5th skill always up when your CTP of energy actually procced. And yes, you don't want to spend your time doing your 2nd and your 1st skill before your proc is up, and after your proc is up, you can do them only to charge your tier 4 faster. And yes, here you can see I have myself into the cleaned arcades. The timing for this feels to be kind of faster. Here I used my awaken. I didn't save, my bad. I should save it, but still I did like 10 seconds faster. 10 seconds faster for the mighty energy against the brilliant rage. So you have to consider that if it's a brilliant energy or a brilliant destruction even, he could have even better results, because I'm comparing, you know, this is the best way actually with MoonKnight to play this, because while he's jumping, you're losing the rotation you're dropping, so you're not doing any damage if you do your rotation while he's jumping. With other characters that got iframe ignore and some skills that can penetrate, you know, the iframe the enemy do, it's really cool to do a rotation while he's jumping, but with MoonKnight you can't really take advantage of it. Here you can see I'm already pushing into the next phase, and feels to be really fast, and the procs feels to roll really nice with your energy. So here you can see I'm trying to have myself saved and not dead through this purple attack. And look at the bars flying, right? You're seeing that and you're like, oh my god, CTP of energy is way better for World Boss Legend. And yes, to be honest guys, I mean, the facts are facts. The bars are melting faster, but in my opinion, you know, I'm gonna let you see the result here, and you have to understand that this run here took me way more minutes and way more tries for the run of Brilliant Rage. With the Brilliant Rage, I had done it already at stage 85. So here you have to know also I'm one stage up. I'm stage 87. I know it's not a huge difference, 86 to 87, but still it is. So you have to consider that. I'm doing faster damage, and in the same time I have worse CTP, and in the same time I have like... oh, look at this. The bars went fast. The bars went fast. I have also smaller CTP, and also how it's called, bigger stage. Yes, sorry, my brain frozen. Here, same thing. I'm trying to avoid dying through the attack of Knull. I'm letting Thor to stun him first and after do it. And here you can see there is no proc. My proc came so late. And yes, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. But another late proc. So I did myself 2 late procs. And after I got panicked, I tried over and over. And yes, I didn't manage to clear the stage, but this is the best example of the difference between Mighty Energy and Brilliant Rage. I have here 1 minute difference between the 2 runs, but the point is that with MoonKnight sometimes you have his obelisk not proccing. If you have a CTP of energy, it's really annoying because you can't really push the proc like you're doing with Rage. You spam your second and you spam your first, but with a Mighty Energy, you can find yourself proc on the second or your first, so you don't want to risk it. So dropping 3 cancel, 3 delay cancel, 4 cancel, 5 sometimes is not proccing, so there is not burst damage. The damage I did was 3 rotations, off proc, all 3. I think only the last one was on proc, but the 2 before was late proc, and believe me, I tried a lot to make him feel better and clear this actually, but yes, I was struggling, and yes, he's really annoying to play now, I'm thinking. So yes, even for 1 year ago, this character still stays in the meta and still be one of the best DPS for combat class, but in the same time, you know, he feels kind of off, he feels like outdated, and that's the main reason I did swap his Brilliant Rage into an energy to see the value of energy on him and do myself some economy, you know, to save some Brilliant Rage and give it to another character. And I'm really happy with the choice I did, because Brilliant Rage I gave to Luna, Magneto and Jean Grey actually works really nice for my account, and my ABX score and my ABL score and ABX score you know, went up more than the lose I had from using using Brilliant Rage instead of Mighty Energy with my MoonKnight. So I'm looking forward for the next combat class we're going to get, and probably I'm going to tier 4 him and drop him a Mighty Rage. But yes, at the moment I'm looking forward for the X-Men. They're coming here. I hope I help you decide what you're gonna do with your MoonKnight, if you're gonna keep the Rage, if you're gonna put an energy, or vice versa. and both works really nice. Different bit rotations, but yes, I'm totally cool with the Mighty Energy now. And I have to remind you that the big drama there is in my account. I have swapped from energy to raids and from energy to raids 3 times at the moment. This is the 3rd time I'm doing that, and yes, he's a pain at the moment. He's a pain. The last 2 years I'm swapping the CTBs on him, but still I like him, and that's why I have him tier 4. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed. See you into the next. Kisses in your faces.